Peace and love. Peace and love. I'm just doing a quick search. I was just got up and I was thinking about something that I've been thinking about language, and so I have to work and this morning, so I will only be on for a few minutes. But I was looking up the indigenous languages. Excuse me, indigenous languages of the Americas. And I just wanted to see what I could find. There's a picture there. I'm gonna look at it. But it says here Amerindian language redirects here for the purpose language family. See Amerind languages. Amerind is a hypothetical higher level language family proposed by Joseph Greenberg in 1960 and elaborated by his student Merritt Rulin. Greenberg proposed that all of the indigenous languages of the Americas belong to one of three language families. That's just it. Okay. The previously established Eskimo, Aleut, or Aleut, and Nadine, or Nadine, and with everything else otherwise classified by specialists as belonging to dozens of independent families. As Amerind, as Amerind. Due to a large number of methodical flaws in the 1987 book Language of the Americas, the relationships he proposed between these languages have been rejected by the majority of historical linguists as spurious. Sidebar. I'm imagining that spurious means not being what it purports to be, false or fake. Okay. Yep, that's what I thought. The term Amerind is also occasionally used to refer broadly to the various indigenous languages of America. Without necessarily implying that they are a genealogical group. To avoid ambiguity, the term Amerindian, I don't mean I know how to use the word ambiguity, but you know, I want to just when I come across words I don't use every day. The quality of being open to more than one interpretation in exactness. In exactness. The quality of being open to more than one interpretation and inexactness mean the same thing. Okay. To avoid ambiguity, the term Amerindian is often used for the latter meaning. The term Amerind is also occasionally used to refer broadly to the various indigenous languages of Americas, without necessarily implying that they are a genealogical group. To avoid ambiguity, The term Amerindian is often used for the latter meaning. Okay. The idea that all languages of the Americas are related goes back to the 19th century when early linguists such as Peter Stephan Duplantier and Wilhelm von Humboldt noticed that the languages of, oh, that's bad. It's a bad sniff. Americas seem to be very different from the better known European languages. The idea that all the languages of the Americas are related goes back to the 19th century when the linguists noticed that the languages seem to be very different from the better known European languages, yet seemingly also quite similar to each other. When studies of American Indian languages began in earnest in the early 20th century, linguists quickly realized that the indigenous languages were, in fact, not all that similar but had a diverse, much greater than, but had a diversity much greater than among the languages of Europe. After a period of uncertainty about whether indigenous languages could be described and investigated by the methods applied to European languages, the first linguists began the daunting task of trying to classify the language of the Americas by using the comparative method. Right. Among the most prolific and gifted linguists is Edward Sapir, who was among the first to apply the comparative method to Native American languages. However, contrary to current practice in historical linguists, Sapir also often relied on hunches and gut feeling when proposing new language families. Some of these suggestions have been proven correct while others have not. He entertained the idea that ultimately all languages of the Americas might turn out to be provably related, and such a phenomenon as the apparent pan-American tendency to have first person forms with a prefix "in" was suggestive for this line of thought. Ultimately, all languages of the Americas might turn out to be provably related, and such a phenomenon was apparent as the apparent pan-American tendency to have first person forms with the prefix "in" was suggestive for this line of thought. I wonder what example that could be. They should have put it there. I'm not going to be too much longer. Since Sapir's death in 1939, linguists have spent their time researching his proposals. Typically, there have been two opposing camps in this endeavor: the so called lumpers, who usually look towards notions of genetic relationships, and the splitters, who are widely critical of such proposals and expect successful family relations to be proven by the most rigorous standards of scholarship. Joseph Greenberg worked in the tradition of lumpers and followed Sapir, who was mindful of evidence not generally acceptable to those who hold that only actual linguistic reconstruction through the comparative method can yield reliable proof of genetic relationship between languages. In elaborating his classification of the Amerind languages. Greenberg relied heavily on Sapir's early work of the North American languages and the highly impressionist classification of South American languages by Paul Rivet. Okay, let me see how much more it is. Okay. So as far as the reading of this snippet about languages, this is the last part. The rest of it is like an outline that might be worth. Okay, and the gender and reception. All right, let's see. The main pronouns, the main argument for the genetic unity of most Native American languages is an observed pronominal pattern in many Native American languages that have first person forms with N and second person forms with M. The pattern was first noted by Alfred in 1905. This pattern was also noted by Sapir, which caused him to suggest that ultimately all Native American languages would turn out to be related. In a personal letter, A.L. Kroeber wrote, I guess he wrote Saber in 19. In a personal letter to A.L. Kroeber, he wrote, this is Sapir writing in 1918, getting down to brass tacks. How in the hell are you going to explain General American N, I, except genetically? It's disturbing, I know, but more non committal conversation, committal conservatism is only dodging, after all, isn't it? Great simplifications are in store for us. The supposed N/M I/U pattern among Native American languages has attracted attention even from those linguists who are normally critical of such proposals. Johanna, has investigated the distribution of the languages that have the N/M contrast and found that they are mostly confined to the western coast of the Americas, and that similarly they exist in East Asia and Oceania. This caused her to suggest that they had spread through diffusion. This notion was rejected by Lyle Campbell, who argued that, in fact, the N/M pattern was not statistically significant in either area compared to the rest of the world. Campbell also showed that several of the languages that have the contrast today did not have it historically, and that largely the pattern was consistent with chance resemblances, especially when taking into consideration the statistic prevalence of nasal consonants in all the pronominal systems of the world. At right is a section of singular amarant pronouns from various languages, each of which are from separate, well attested families. I'm going to go ahead and read gender. Rulin reconstructed a morphological about in linguistics the Indo-European ablaut is a system of apophony in the Proto-Indo-European language. An example of ablaut in English is the strong verb sing, sang, sung, and its related noun song, a paradigm inherited directly from the Proto-Indo-European stage of the language. All all modern Indo-European languages have inherited the feature, though its prevalence varies strongly. The term Ablaut, from German ab, I don't know what ab is, in the sense down, reducing, gradated. Laut means sound. This literally this thus literally meaning sound gradation. What is Indo-European? The Indo-European languages are a large language family native to Western Eurasia. It comprises most of the languages of Europe together with those of the northern Indian subcontinent and the Iranian plateau. A few of these languages, such as English, have expanded through colonialism. Okay, I won't go any further opening stuff right now, but to really understand this, it's definitely worth. Let's see what time it is. For I'm sorry I didn't put on my phone. I don't think anybody is with me, but I did want to document this search. So I see all of these NINs. I'm looking at the chart now, right? And I know they're talking about the letter N and the letter M. So we see that when you talk about I in the English, I mean the Amerindian languages, you starting off with a nasal sound no, na, na, nuka, nayu, inch, not him. I don't know what the dash would mean. Nin. I'm just looking at the ones, just trying to get a general idea. And when I'm talking about you, so if I'm talking about myself, it's going to start with a nasal sound. N is a nasal sound. You got to close off. You got to I forget the name of it, but you have to close off and speak through your nose when you pronounce an N. N. It comes. If you hold your nose and you try to say nanny, nanny, you'll feel it all up in your nose, nanny. So you know that it's nasal. N is nasal, and mo for you, no mo, and mo does actually no does actually M. I'm sorry, the letter M actually does have um a nasal sound, not as much as N. It's more pronounced from the mouth. But So the difference, let's just go with no and mo. I meaning no, you meaning mo. Okay. Map, nap, and may. Okay. So, okay, I got that. I got that idea. The idea of what they mean by that. Um, just come back. It was a map. Let me see. Map of the area of Amerindian languages. All right. Look how they have it appearing that there was no languages in the, like in the on the East Coast of America. Like it wasn't nothing going on in North America. You gotta know. You gotta use your common sense. Okay, let me get back over here. This is the chart I wanted to look at. See if I could open this up. I just wanted to look at it. You know what? It's probably only one way to look at it, and that is to snapshot and then just open it up. And then after this, I'm gonna go. What time is it? I got okay. I'm good. All right. So screenshot. That's not okay. Now I could open it up from here. But I can't. Okay. There we go. Just wanted to see. Oh, I'm sorry. Just wanted to look. I'm just doing all kind of stuff. All right. I just want to see. All right. So it's like a circle, pretty much like a circle. And I see some with X's in it. Oh, I see some with the two lines next to it, one line next to it, dots next to it, two lines and three dots next to it, one line and three dots next to it. Here we have two. This is the same. I'm just coding, I'm just looking at what I can see. But what I see is obvious. Circles with an X in it. I know they're not really circles, but circles with circles in it in a dot. Then this other formation right here. This right here. Oh, this look like a animal on its back, almost like a body with four legs, and I would say like two eyes in my description. Here's one with more intricate involvement in the inside of it, with a dot in the middle. Whenever this is really intricate. Okay, and then here go the lines. Oh, I'm messing up. Here go the lines with underneath. I saw some going sideways. Now I don't see them. Oh, here down here, the lines with dots on top and a interesting. Oh, okay. That's it. That's enough. That's enough for that. Okay, I just want to come back over here, see if I got any crazy folk that was interested. Peace and love. Gretchen, are you still here? Oh, you were. See? You see? And if we grand rising to you too. Um if we really dig in right there, we could probably figure out a few things more. I mean, I think the study of language is definitely the a way to figure out some stuff. we have to just really dig and get down to the gut bottom. But that chart, that Mayan, I think it was Mayan. Let me see. I'm not going to, I wanted to, well, since it's still up. This chart right here, this chart does not seem like a chart that is really difficult to, to pull out all of the patterns from it, right? It's so interesting. It just, you know, it's not it's not so complicated. Anyway, I do have to get ready for work. It's 4:46. Yeah, I'm gonna be running too. But that's not unusual. I'm good. I'm good. Sunday's traffic is like, you know, nothing today. But you can't always assume. But so I got to get out of here. But I'm definitely going to do some more work right there. I just wanted to share that and get it recorded. Kind of helps to propel me into um, to doing more. So I appreciate you checking in here. You have a blissful day as well. So peace and love.